Good afternoon, Madam Vice President, Your Excellencies, distinguished delegates. Our world is going through enormous changes and challenges, from escalating conflict and climate chaos to political and environmental crises. These global events don't just change the present, they shape the future. And swept up in the middle of all this turmoil, children bear the heaviest burden. Nearly half of all deaths among children under 5 occur in conflict-affected or fragile environments. War, disasters, or disease outbreaks are taking a wrecking ball to the lives, development, and futures of the youngest, most vulnerable members of our societies. Sometimes it's through displacement or the loss of opportunities. For others, it's exposure to the violence that thrives in lawless, fragile spaces or the deep psychological scars that are left by trauma. Around 1 in 4 children globally are living in countries affected by armed conflict or high levels of violence, where they face extreme poverty and deprivation. For them, war and suffering are daily facts of life, with devastating short and long-term consequences. Children who endure violence, severe stress, and deprivation during the critical early years, that is, between birth and age 8, are more likely to suffer from cognitive, behavioral, and emotional challenges, indeed, and to experience developmental delays. Emergencies deny children access to their most basic needs: clean water, food, education, healthcare, and shelter, at the most important time for their development. Access to early childhood development services can make the difference between life and death for babies and young children. And when those services are disrupted, the greatest burden is placed on families already living in poverty and already staying within marginalized groups. Providing support to these children and their caregivers is essential. At the same time, monitoring past violations against children is vital to preventing future ones. This office, UN Human Rights, is playing a key role in documenting grave violations against children in conflict zones. In 2023, the United Nations verified almost 33,000 grave violations against more than 22,000 children in 26 conflict zones, marking a shocking 35% rise over previous years. This should alarm us all, but it must also spur us to action. Madam Vice President, distinguished delegates, every child captured in the chaos of conflict and crisis is much more than a statistic. They are our hope for a better future. When society fails to protect them, we forego our best bet to deliver on our common humanity. Prioritizing early childhood development will prevent deaths. It will safeguard children's healthy development and help to protect their hopes, dreams, and potential for a positive impact. It will help to break cycles of poverty and violence, contribute to sustainable economic development, and foster peaceful, resilient societies. We must come together to shape effective solutions that give all children the safety, security, and services they need and the opportunities that they deserve in full respect for their human rights. Thank you.